all week long, all you heard anyone talk about, Tom Brady's return to Foxboro to face the New England Patriots and Bill Belichick. It was a straight-up chess match. It was emotional. There was a lot going on in this game. So, what I want to get you with right now is whether or not Bill Belichick or Tom Brady proved to have the more savvy NFL brain in this game. And as we watch this thing unfold, you saw New England was winning the game for most of the game. And that points like all arrows and eyes point to Bill Belichick in that instance. New England played way better than anyone actually expected them to play. Tampa Bay won the game 19-17, but the game was tight. Brady went 22 of 43 for 269 yards, no touchdowns, no picks. So it was just kind of a vanilla game for Tom. His team put up 19 points, but that defense was very formidable. And he actually got outplayed by Mac Jones if you just look at the side-by-side performance. Mac balled out. 31 of 40, the dude was 77.5% completion percentage, had 275 yards and 2 touchdowns, and his one interception was off a tip pass that he tried to force into Jacoby Myers, which he probably could have caught. But, it was a third down. It was a third and long. It got tipped way back. So it actually served more like a punt than actually an interception. He went for a 101.6 QB rating. Mac Jones did everything that he was asked to do. He drove him down the field. It's like, hey, they missed a devastatingly long 56-yard field goal in disgusting weather conditions by a doink because the ball actually hit the upright. I think I can still hear the sound. It's haunting me in my dreams every day because we could taste it. Like I sat up here last week and I told you I wouldn't be surprised if we got beat 52-6. The way we played in that game against Tampa, I felt like New England was going to win it all the way until they didn't. But I would be lying to you if I didn't keep it all the way real with you. There were 59 seconds left in the game when New England missed that field goal. If New England had, in fact, made that field goal and gone up 20-19, Brady would have gotten the ball back with about 50 seconds left and a timeout, down by 1 point. So chances are they probably still would have driven down the field and kicked the field goal and won the game. But nevertheless, they showed up. It was very promising. What we saw out of Mac Jones was light years different from what we saw the week before. Because if you follow me on Facebook and you watched me last week, right after the Saints game, I was like, can somebody please get Cam Newton on this telephone? It was looking bad. Mac restored the faith in Mac Jones on Sunday night on prime time in a nasty game in bad weather conditions, and he was under duress the entire time. In 40 dropbacks, he got hit 12 times and got sacked 4 times. So, 30% of his dropbacks, he got hit. He was throwing the ball with people in his face, and he was delivering. At one point, had 19 straight completions. So, my hat's off to Mac this time. As much trash as I talked about you last week, you're good with me now. We got to see some consistency out here. But after week 4, we good. He stood tall in the pocket. But, for all things, when you look at the way this whole game went, Belichick's defense held the number 1 offense in football coming into week 4 to 19 points. They were averaging 38 points per game, and you held them to 19. So, that was a gargantuan defensive performance and a masterpiece from Bill on the other side of the field. But outside of that, I know all of y'all want to hear about just the whole Tom Brady back to Foxboro thing. Tom Brady does a podcast every Monday night. Monday evening, Monday night, whatever. He does it on Mad Dog Sports, and he talks about the game the past week and the upcoming game. When they asked him about being in New England, he was like, it was very emotional. So when he flew into the stadium, when he flew into Boston, say it was the same bus drivers that he always had, same security staff, same people in the stadium, all of that staff. So like he knew everybody. Then when he walked in, he saw all his former teammates. They did that long tribute video for him before the game started. And as he walked out on the field, the crowd chanted Brady for like 2-3 minutes straight. There was plenty of New England fans in the house that had on their Patriot Brady jerseys. He got crazy love on his return to Foxboro. I mean, a lot of people were like, I think they'll boo him, or like maybe this or that. It was highly emotional. And he definitely acknowledged it when they asked him about it. They say, what was your favorite part of that game? He was like, when it was over. He said everything was so emotional leading into the week. It was impossible to act like it wasn't heavy. He got to talk to all of these guys. He's like, man, on the other side of the field, all of these guys, I did battle with them, and they were my guys, and they're my warriors, and he was with them for years and won championships with them. Then on the flip side, he's got his people from Tampa that he brought in with him. They just went to war with him and just brought a Lombardi in. I mean, he was very torn. There's a whole lot of emotions. But then to wrap the whole thing up, Bill Belichick went over to Tampa Bay's locker room after the game. Say he met privately with Brady for about 20-something minutes, and they just got to sit in there and chop it up. See, the Tampa players were like, they couldn't believe that Belichick was walking into their locker room, but everybody left out of there, and they just gave them some private time. He said they just really caught up. He was like, man, I've seen this dude like every day for the past 20 years, and since I left, I've not seen him since. So they just had a lot to talk about. Just chop up how they feel about how everything went, how things are going, whatever. I mean, he wasn't going to tell you specifics of what the actual conversation was about, but the gist of the whole weekend and the whole experience up there, it was all warm. Everybody in New England welcomed him. He got the win. I mean, there is a question of if they had lost that game, would he have met with him? Because we have all talked about how after he loses Super Bowls, he does not shake hands with the quarterback who beat him. But, I mean, that's all childish anyway. Man, I don't think that would have been the same had that happened in this circumstance, just because, I mean, the dude spent 20 years there. I'm pretty sure it wasn't going to be that. So, all in all, it was a really well-played game by New England. Tampa pulled it out.